Call for a motion to appoint a presiding officer. Councillor Wright is suggesting Councillor McPherson.
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'll do it.
The seconder.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
I include you in that, Liza?
Yes.
Motion's on to you.
Okay, the first thing on the agenda is agenda additions. The keys to the agenda.
To add the River Road closure. And the ongoing monthly contracts that haven't been tendered.
Ongoing what?
Monthly contracts that haven't been tendered.
Oh, John.
Sorry, I was at that old town office.
Oh,
Okay. The motion is moved by Les Wright and second by James. There's both okay with amending the motion to add on River Road and monthly contracts. Okay. Okay, move that council adopt the agenda of regular meeting RM 18-2022 as amended. Those in favor? And passed. Okay. Are there any declarations of interest, conflict of interest? As we normally do, if something comes up, you can declare at that moment. Okay, council absences. We have
Mayor Welly,
Lily,
Councillor Hassan,
okay. Moved by Councillor Wright and second by Councillor Tissell. Move that council excuse Councillors Mayor Sean Welly and Councillor Boz Hazan. All those in favor? Okay, delegation. Welcome, Councillor Sergeant John Cornwell.
Good evening, all. Sorry, I said I was late. I was at the other building. Course of that, I guess it's ingrained in me. Just for the report for the stats for the month of September. I'm not sure if you have a copy, but I'll go over it briefly here. So, month of September, 159 calls for service received in Fort Simpson, which is not much higher than what we did last year around this time as well too. Priorities remain the same for this fiscal year until the end of March. Community policing by crime prevention and contribute to the safety and wellness of the community. In those initiatives this last month for the community policing by crime prevention, we have some goals to set for some presentations. We didn't do any last month. We did do some this month, which will be in the next October report there. We did not do check stops this month. We got some more calls that prevented us from doing so, and some more proactive stuff, as you will see in the pictures attached later on there. So we had 7 reports of impaired operation, resulted in 5 individuals being charged for impaired operation of motor vehicle in the community of Fort Simpson. We also helped enforce that positive ticketing program that we started at the beginning of this year with handing out slushies and ice creams to youth following the rules of the roads. We did provide some to adults as well too, not to be biased, but we did provide some for people also following those rules of the road as well too. So we did 34 this month of September that we handed out. The positive ticketing program is supported by the Community Justice Coordinator, and the Community Justice Program. They provide some funding for that, so which is well appreciated and is well received by the community members as well too. So, in regards to the community involvement, we had a lot of community involvement this last month. We participated in the Open Sky festivities. We helped with suicide prevention walk and drum dance as well too. We attended a community barbecue organized by the fire department on the 12th to the 15th. Members with our votes, with personal votes as well to help with the youth camp reconciliation activities that the school was holding. We helped with crossing from one side to the other of the river there. So, and some of the members had their families also involved in that program as well too. Some of their kids go to that program too, so they were there. We also had our new recruit as well too, Constable Pepink, attended as well too. He's new to the north, so it was a good eye opener for him as well too. And then we had members involved in the Terry Fox run which I thought was there was already one in August, but I guess there was one in September as well too for the youth in the community. So they participated in that as well to help to do traffic control for that for the youth, their run. Lots of pictures attached as in the report as well too for the community involvement. During the month of September, we received for the notable occurrences for the month. We had a break and enter that occurred overnight at the Unity store. We were able to act on it quickly and find the suspect and arrest the suspect for those matters and seize pretty much everything that was stolen, a bunch of cigarettes, lighters, lighters and butane that was stolen. So we recovered that pretty quickly. At the manager's request, it's going to go through restorative justice. It's going to be diverted through the community justice program here in town. It's two youth from out of town that live in the boarding home, I guess, in town from Wrigley. So they'll be diverted. And I'm assuming we'll work for the store as part of the reconciliation, their community justice program as well too. So measures. We also had another one which made news. We did a traffic stop, which resulted in a seizure of cocaine. I gotta say suspected cocaine because it hasn't been analyzed yet. But it's what we suspected 30 grams of cocaine, which was off the street. Street value of that is about $3,500 street value, but has way more impact with our locals as well too, and for substance abusers as well too. So hopefully it helps to reduce the call for service for a bit, and it hopefully helps to reduce the substance abuse in town as well too. So new community concerns, nothing new was reported to us for the month of September. We still encourage people to do Crime Stoppers linked for substance. We know that there's substance in town, drugs in town. We are requesting the police assistance in that. Reporting to Crime Stoppers is the less invasive way to provide information that will not come back to them. And if it's repeated information, it's best to have the information twice, 3 times, and to not have it at all. So, so really encourage the public to continue providing Crime Stoppers tips so we can act on it, on the information. With community policing activities or events, we've started doing some reconciliation event with the elders in all of our communities. We've done one in Wrigley in September. We did one in January River as well too last week, and we did one actually today, which will be in the next report. We did one with the elders at the seniors home today with them, which we did a barbecue and with hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff like that. So we also had a TP up for the event as well too, which was thought to keep it there year round if I could. I really like it. So, but yeah, we did that today as well too, which will be reflected in the report as well. Again, cost for service, nothing out of the ordinary for month of September compared to what last year we had. In September of 2021, we had 163 calls. We had 159 this year. More prisoners though, and that's reflected with the substance abuse in town as well too. I mean, it's lodging somebody in cells is the last recourse. We try to the last recourse that we can take. Hopefully, we can find another place that we can bring them in the meantime. If somebody's calling about somebody not wanting to be in their residence and want to have them removed, we'll try to find that person another place to stay. But for some reason, it's not an option at this point. It's hard for us to be able to find another solution. So, and that's a question that I have to ask the council as well too. If there's any plan for the homeless shelter to be used, because most of our clients that we lodge in cells for substance abuse are homeless. They don't have any other recourse. Either they're from out of town and they don't have a place to stay in town and nobody else wants to take care of them. I know last year we had a warming shelter open. Is that still a plan this year to open that, or is that a town initiative, or is that?
It's not a village, it's not
a village initiative, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who's doing that.
I think Moz and his group are working with the housing corporation. I think it's ready to go.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Do you know?
Last I heard, it was a COVID hotspot, but I haven't heard, because there was a place to shelter people with COVID, to isolate. And I'm not sure if it's been.
I think they just all had COVID at the time.
Yeah, I don't think it was a place to put people with COVID. I think they just all got COVID.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll follow up with Moss and ask him what's the plan with that.
Well, they had something on Facebook that it was open for snow
Yeah.
3-4 days ago. But I haven't heard.
Okay, I'll send a request to Moss and ask him. Any questions in regards to the report? That's all I have in my reports for my stats. So.
Anybody have any questions? I didn't make it to the barbecue, but I heard about it.
Leftovers at the office if you want to come. I don't want eating it. So the other question that I had as well too, and I asked council, is there any plan for the village to do some sort of community cleanup that we could volunteer to help out with as the RCMP? My daughter brought it up, my 7-year-old, because she's been asking as part of her homeschooling program to do some sort of cleanup. If the village would have any plan to do so, if we could assist as the RCMP to haul stuff to the dump, is that something that's scheduled usually in the spring or spring?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Usually May, they have a spring cleanup.
May? Okay.
Summer after.
I didn't want to organize one in case the village had one organized already. So, but if keep us in mind if you are planning one in the spring, that we can help out as well too. Any questions in regards to the policing aspect of my job? What should
That
they
is
should be aware?
policing. That is policing. That's good policing.
Cleaning up the streets.
Cleaning up the streets in every ways, yeah, you can. Anything that we should be aware of in regards to concerns or?
Yeah.
That I can think of right now.
Design.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
No, no
Thank you very
problem.
much for your great report.
We'll keep it the same.
Yeah.
Okay, have a great night.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, the next item is adoption of the minutes.
There's none ready for adoption
We
tonight.
don't have, okay. That's tabled. Okay.
So which, can I have a question? Which minutes aren't, that we're still waiting for then?
The last two, so the last week's town meeting and the regular meeting. before
October
that.
3rd.
Regular meeting before that, which would have been
October 3rd? Oh, we're behind that many minutes?
there's two sets of minutes, so.
Oh, the cows and the October 2nd one. Okay.
Okay, emanator's reports. The mayor's not here, so does he have anything to report to us?
Here, I'll speak to the SAO report, if you like.
Okay, yeah.
Just a few things. I'll give a brief staffing update. We have been a little short-staffed as of late. We're in the middle of hiring for a new receptionist right now. We've done some internal shifting. We have the last of our interviews for receptionist tomorrow. Our finance manager will be back in a couple of weeks. We had a dog catcher hired just on a casual basis this past week. So he's doing some hours every day those days.
Who's your dog catcher?
I'll tell you after. I shouldn't say names.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Our new recreation programming coordinator started. Has been doing wonderful things right off the bat. I know anyone with kids will have noticed there's a lot of programming been happening all of a sudden. So very impressed with the job she's doing. I'd also like to give a shout out to our public works crew for the job they're doing, installing new water and sewer services on 29th Street. They're connecting water sewer service to the new duplex that's going in on the old stepped up plot.
Oh, okay.
And so it's a big job for those guys. Just want to give them a shout out for good work to do. The access road is being improved by Department of Infrastructure. So just the access point from the highway onto the Ski Hill Access Road. I'm not sure if you've all been up there before, but it's a very steep drop off the highway and it's quite unsafe coming off back up onto the highway. Well, that'll be level with the road, so folks can drive right up to the highway, stop up both ways. Work's being done today, tomorrow, I believe. Should be done this week. That's all I have for now.
Okay, do we have a recreation report in our package? Since back, family dances, we're starting up again.
Family dances, I know, it's awesome. I have a question in regards to not the skate park, the elephant park. I don't know if you guys talked about it at your public works meeting. Is there any chance of installing cameras there? Because I noticed there's some vandalism there already that's been posted.
Yeah.
Or any kind of something I know it's hard. I know the city of Yellowknife is going through the exact same thing with their brand new beautiful playground.
We had lights there and noticed.
Lights in the actual playground. We got power, so we would like to. There's a number of places that we would like to install cameras in: the Elephant Park, the new Ski Hill Lookout, the landfill, and I think we want to. So we've been doing some work on researching a system Because, you know, we want one system for everything that we can add to as we need to. So we're just trying to do the research. As the construction season's winding down now and we've got staff coming back on board, we're gonna have a little bit more time to do this, the planning work we need to get. We got all done for next summer.
So the ski hill, the landfill, the splash park, just the infrastructure?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any more questions on the recreation report? For protective services. Are they fully? And all the members?
From the working.
That looks good. Are there any questions regarding emergency services?
I don't.
Good. Yes. Okay, let's go. Okay, table items. First committee W01-2022 August recommendations. I've got a motion. No, okay.
So it's, parts A, B, and C. Parts B and C have been approved already through our capital plan. What's relevant is part A, which is discussed at last week's meeting. I've summarized the recommendations involved in truck route, speed bumps being removed for the winter and replaced with rumble strips in the spring. And for winter this year, that intersection at Anton Drive and the Elephant Park would be a three-way stop sign, a three-way stop junction. And the painted crosswalk has been done already. So that's summarized, that's basically it.
So I have a motion on the table here. Moved by Cindy Browning, second by, should I second that? Sharon? Somebody else to second?
I can second.
Yeah.
I think it's
We
fine.
did that before. We appointed. Moved by Cindy Browning, second by Troy and Councillor Belfonte. Move that council approve the recommendations of Public Works Committee meeting PW 01-0202 of August 5th, 2022. All those in favor?
Can you read it out again? Sorry.
That council approve the recommendations of the Public Works Committee meeting PW 01-2022 of August 5th, 2022.
When do we expect to remove the speed bumps?
Do you expect to remove them?
Remove them, yeah.
This week, most likely, or is early next week.
because if we wait too long, the holes won't be plugged properly and it'll cause some damage to the road in the spring.
Okay. You have a question?
No, I just had a concern that it's all lumped on one motion. I thought we,
I think we passed the minutes. We approved the
Yeah,
minutes
we
at
did.
the last meeting.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
just doing the recommendation. Okay, so all in favor, please raise your hand. Okay. Meeting minutes, recommendations, there's, on there, new business, request for donation.
This request came in from the Neverboard Game Club, which has been operating for a number of years. $2,000 for spots. We have funding available in our donations budget, but we could access recreation. If it wouldn't for us as well.
he's asking for, all it's in here is just the never board game club.
To post it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the page before it should be that letter.
Number 7.
Oh, okay, right there, okay.
I think he's working with Steve Meek on this with the Lights On program.
How much, I thought our donation budget was only 10,000.
Correct.
So we gave 5 to a couple for the pharmacist family, the pharmacist and his wife. We gave, didn't we exceed that? 5 to them, and then I saw,
I believe there
We did
was
some for the delegates that came in. And there was something else
the delegates.
for to support one of the meals. And the date was.
like for the Decho assembly. We gave some to that.
Oh, that's right, yeah. I don't have the donations budget for me here, but,
But we only have 10,000. We gave 5, and then we gave 25, I'm pretty sure, to the assembly. Nope, it wasn't even 25.
Just 5.
Yeah, because I remember, yeah.
if council were interested in supporting, could do, like I said, we could use recreation dollars for.
That kind of makes sense because it is something that our rec department would do anyways, working with youth, except we don't have to pay for the employee.
If you want to, if that's the case, then the motion should, reflect that. It's the recreation.
Good, or like, I think the important thing for the motion is that council are supportive of them, of us donating the money. I think where
Where it comes from
it
is,
comes from is secondary.
I disagree. I don't think it's secondary where it comes from. I'm just trying to put together.
From the auditor's point of view, the auditor will want to see a motion approving the dollar figure. But for council, if council want more on the resolution, that's up to yourselves.
Okay, so what would you take it out of recreation? See, I wish we could see our finances. We don't, how come we don't get to see our finances? I'm wondering that, because I know Sean's quoted our mayor has quoted like what Yellowknife posts is on theirs, on their thing, their finances are posted. Their financial stuff are posted. And I think as counselors, we need to see where our money's going. And I know that's not part of this, but for me it is, because I thought our donation budget was 10,000. I know some of us are saying that we can take it out of another pot, like our recreation pot, but where does it come out of the recreation pot? You know what I mean? Does it come from salaries, does it come from operations? Like, where does it come from? And
Materials and supplies.
so then would you buy those board games, or would you just give that money to them to buy their own board games out of our materials and supplies?
You do the 2,000 to buy the materials and supplies.
So should we put this motion on the table with an amendment to say it's coming out of the recreation materials? Okay. To be okay, I need a mover. Okay, I have the motion on the table, moved by Councillor Belafonte, second by Councillor Wright. Move that council approve the donation request of the Never Board Game Club in the amount of $2,000 to be expensed to the recreation budget. Recreation budget materials costs item, line item. All in favor, please indicate by raising your hand. Thank you. Okay. Okay, new business. Okay, the second point that came up under additions was the River Road.
River Road. Is the reason it's still closed?
That's because our engineer recommended we close it.
Forever? Can we see that report? Can we get a second opinion?
I'd suggest we wait for the riverbank erosion report that we requested. Should be, I would imagine we'll have that report very soon. It's not
Is
ready.
it from the same company?
The same engineers, yeah.
Yeah, because I could see closing it when we've got a high water problem, right? Because that's when the erosion happens. As soon as the water goes down, the problem goes away. It's like liquefaction of the soil, right? As soon as it drains away, if you walk down the road's perfectly fine. Like some places, there's 10 feet before there's any erosion. We've got 10 feet on the other side of the road that we can turn into a road so that we can open that back up. Right?
Why?
Just safety driving. That way we don't have to all drive down Main Street. It's like having the speed bumps there. Everybody's funneled right down Main Street, right? You know, hauling their boats and their campers and everything because they don't want to drive down. And with that road closed, it's like the river road. There's no reason to close it. Right? The threat of it sliding is zero right now.
I don't know. I'm not an engineer. I won't go on that road. The road freaks me out. I don't know.
So we're recommending here we wait till the report comes back. because it is a safety issue. And I've heard comments, just that, since that road has been closed, there's been a lot more people hanging around down front there drinking.
Oh, yeah, yeah, because they do a lot of it, lots of it happens behind the water treatment plant, right? So I could see.
Yeah, but now they can do it right to the power plant.
That's where we need cameras. More cameras. So, does that satisfy your?
Yeah. But I'd still like to see the report that says that they want to close the road forever, because like I said, there's no reason to close it in the winter. Like there's zero chance of it sliding in the winter.
I agree, we should wait for the study, and now when something does happen and we're told it should be closed, might be a little bit of liability issues there.
I'll send you that.
Thanks.
Okay, the second item was the monthly contracts being posted.
No, look, we've got a couple contracts, and because I only got to watch the video once last week before it was erased, but you brought up that the village isn't being cleaned, old village office isn't being cleaned anymore. So did we end that contract with the cleaning? So there's no more cleaning contract? And then the dog pound that hasn't been gone out for X number of years. Can we end that one there and put out a tender for a dog pound?
I say yes, I thought we had made that, I thought that was supposed to be done a long time ago.
Yeah, I thought
I didn't
that
know it
was
was
a
still an issue.
summer thing.
Come up in conversation a number of times, but there's never been direction from council to tender out a contract.
So your cleaning contract, they cleaned, that contract was just for the village? Like the old village office?
It was the village office, library, and fire hall.
And fire hall, okay.
But there's no cleaning contract now,
0.
zero. Okay.
So do you put out another contract for the fire hall and for the library, or do they do it themselves?
Right now we have staff taking care of everything.
Okay,
And we'll see how that goes, and if anything changes, or if we recommend anything changes, we'll bring that back to council first.
so can we put the dog contract out for, the dog pound one out for contract?
Let's put it to a vote that we end the
Okay.
the agreement we have now, which is 0, and then put it up.
I don't have any draft motion.
Just when you say end the agreement we have now,
We don't have an agreement now.
are you suggesting we stop bringing dogs there?
I remember we used to tie them up outside what do you call that place there? The village compound up on the hill. I remember they did that for a number of years. And if we put it out now, we could have it filled within a month or something, right? How long do we have to put out, like for a dog pound, dog facility? How long would we have to put it out? 2 weeks? Wouldn't we put something in the paper saying we're looking for, to house 3 dogs or whatever? Right? Isn't it not easy? Is it not that easy? Do we not have a previous tender that we had put out?
Can we maybe do some investigating as to what we have in writing now? Did you have anything in
What
writing?
what we have in writing now.
They can't even tell us when the last tender was put out.
I don't recall ever a tender being put out. The agreement was just sort of carried over, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't know, like
it's before my time, my understanding, I'm sure our operations manager could speak to this a lot better than me, but my understanding is that it was tendered out and someone won the contract, and then the council at the time scrapped it and said no. And that's why it's not tendered out. That's what I've been told. I don't know how accurate that is.
Okay. And we got, when I ran for council, I was sort of on the
Since my dad does that and I know stuff about it, I'm just gonna leave, so I didn't know we were gonna talk this much about it, so I'll just go out for now.
Yeah. Because it's public money, it has to be tendered, right? That there's no agreement that should last.
He's not an employee of the village. Our dog pound person is not an employee of the village. I think we need a motion that it goes out to tender. I don't think we need to investigate anymore because it's been going on and on.
It's been dragged
It's
on.
been dragged on since we started. So I think it just needs to go for tender. I don't think there's any more, I don't know what, research we need to do. I think we just end that agreement and put it out for tender. I mean, a dog catcher was just hired, so.
And all we're doing is housing dogs. We're not having a dog spa or, right? So it's provide, and if you look at the dog bylaw, all they need is 3 foot by 5 foot space for a dog. Right? So if you're housing 3 dogs, you only need 9 feet by 5 feet, which is minimal, right? Anybody with the garage or whatever can house a dog.
Okay. Who's gonna put the motion on the floor? I will. Okay, you need that. Okay, so you Okay, move that the village administration be directed to put the dog pound services out for tender and close in 2-3 weeks.
Should be able to do it.
So I would say effective November, or that we put it out now for, I'd say this would be the last month that you pay the current operator and then you put it out for tender.
Well,
That it goes out for tender right away.
yeah, it should be able to go out, like, should be something on file, right? So this is what we're looking for. Shouldn't, I would think anyway.
I know there's been talks of different kinds of contracts over the years. What does council want to see in this contract? Just the bare minimum?
Yeah, bare minimum, we're housing a dog or dogs, right?
The contract would or would not include actually picking up dogs. That's that's our
The
jurisdiction.
current one doesn't pick up dogs. Yeah,
No.
so, yeah.
So basically house dogs. And we should know how many dogs we've housed at a max, or we could say, have room for 5 dogs, right? And in a building that doesn't go below 0, right? That's a comfortable dog. Right? If I was a dog, I'd love that.
Okay, move that the village administration be directed to put the dog pound services out for tender and close November 18th. That's 4 weeks.
Yeah, and it gives us time to close the contract and then it's not 40 below when the dog.
Yeah, then it's open and we can, do performance. Okay, I need a mover in a second.
Councilor McPherson, what was the date?
November 18th.
We're back.
We haven't voted on it yet, but.
I don't know.
Okay, we have a motion on the table, moved by Cindy Browning, second by Councillor Wright. Councillor Browning, moved by Councillor Browning, second by Councillor Wright. Move that the village administration be directed to put the dog pound services out for tender and close November 18th. November 18th.
Sorry, I jumped the gun there, so.
All in favor? Okay.
Okay, Troy.
Okay, Troy, come on and bake. Okay, the next item is new business, correspondence and information. Kevin? The first item is the bridge study, and everybody received a copy of that. That's just information.
Information on
Lots of information.
And the second one is the community plan and zoning bylaw background.
give council some time to look over that. And Councilor Reddy, I'd like to schedule maybe a lunch meeting, committee meeting to go over that with our community planner.
The community plan? Who was the contractor again?
Fotan is the company.
What's it called?
Fotan.
Okay, we already reviewed the policing report. Okay, item 14 is council matters and concerns. We'll start with Councilor Brown.
I'm just wondering, are we going in camera to discuss last Tuesday's stuff that happened?
Yes. Tuesday.
Okay. That was mine. I want that discussed. And I think, what was the other one I had? No, that's it for now. Something from somebody, I can't remember what it was.
Okay, lights at the boat launch, we have none. been a year and a half since the flood. I brought it up last year in the fall when they were out hunting. And bring it up again. Are we gonna replace that with a solar, or can we just run 4 power poles down there and put a street light at the end? Because there's a couple of, there's one spot on the corner just past the old fuel thing there where there's 2 lights, like one on this pole, one on that pole. Just take one of those off and move her down to the end. But yeah, no lights coming in at, 11 o'clock or whenever. And this time of year is just no fun with no lights.
Just on that, Councilor Wright's topic there. Just quick background, it took quite a long time to go through the insurance process and the DAP program, only to find out that we weren't getting solar lights that are damaged. And so if you remember our most recent capital plan amendment, we included solar lights in the capital plan. If you think it's worth investigating power poles all the way down the road, we can absolutely get a quote from Power Corp to do that.
Yeah, it might be actually cheaper than buying a solar plant, right? Because the solar is only going to work when the sun's out, so it's not going to work all winter, let's say. If we put poles in there, it's because it's about 200 yards, 200 meters. And so it'd be about 4 poles, and we move one of our lights now that are redundant, I'll say, because it's like there's one on the next pole. I haven't seen it at night. I just took a drive down there this afternoon. So it may be just cheaper to put the pole in and move a light down there than.
If you want, do you think we should have lights all the way down that road to light up the road?
Just at the end. That's the only one I'm worried about. At the end.
Like the boat launch.
Yeah, at the boat launch, right? That way when you're jogging back and you hear something behind you, you take a look back, you'll see a silhouette or something. It's like a safety thing, right? And it helps when people come in at 11 o'clock at night with a moose or whatever.
I have a question. Would that be part of, I know in the capital plan, they had something for the boat launch, like a new cement pad, right? For the boat launch, was that in there? Or what was?
Dock.
Okay, a dock. Yeah, was there anything in regard, like,
Lights.
just the lights, no new pad? Okay, I think we need
Which would
a
be a good idea.
new pad, because you use that, right? You've been down there boating? Like, have you used
Yeah,
that? I know we
yeah.
have lots, we do lots, right? And it's really rough. One of them is just
Yeah,
torn right up, like you can't drop, I mean, you could drive on it, but you're like,
Just on the topic of our capital plan, we'll be bringing a new capital plan and budget for council to adopt next month for 2023. If you could kind of take note of any ideas like this that need to go on the capital plan, and we'll try and do our best to
okay,
get these kinds of
so a wish list,
wish list.
like.
Wish for the stars.
Okay, that's
Stickers on vehicles. I see the fire truck still doesn't have stickers, and that truck's 6 months old now. Says, Fort Simpson Fire Department or something that says it's from Fort Simpson.
What, oh, the
There.
new truck?
Back on pickup. Does the village not have a bylaw that says we have to mark our vehicles? No? We should. Every other government department does. Like band or every department.
Okay.
That's it for me.
I was just concerned about the vandalism that had taken place at the new park downtown. I was kind of disturbed by that, but I guess it's not really a whole hell of a lot you can do, with it's just kids and kids, right? But I do agree that we should have cameras put up. Curb that kind of behavior. Anyway.
Yeah, the park, it's more than just the mess they made on in the spray paint, but there was bolts taken out one day. I was there with some kids and there's bolts in that slide that goes, the tube that goes up high, like over my head, had bolts missing out of it. So I called over and they went over and fixed it. But yeah, it's like, it's one thing to make a mess of the park, but that's
That's a
major
safety.
If they fell from that height,
Yeah.
they would get hurt. There was smashed glass there a few times, and it's a water park. Kids are going to be running around bare feet. So it would be nice if there's something to do. I mean, people are going to do stuff in the middle of the 24 hours a day, but it'd be nice if that stopped happening. And then just an update on the vet clinic. There was over 100 animals seen. I can't remember the exact number. 94 dogs and I can't remember any cats. Only 17 surgeries were done, 17 spay or neuters, which is lower, but I mean, each year it would get less as more people are, getting them fixed, so there would be less to do. Trying to think of some other. They did 6 other surgeries that were just extra, like things that they were able to help with here, and lots of volunteers. There was a partnership. The band made the space available for them, so they did it out of that office there. We had a lot of local people volunteer. Yeah. Oh, and they said they are working on. They can come every 6 months if we want. So that's something that a lot of people were interested in. So it would just be a matter of coming up with some sort of agreement with them. But partnership with Vets Without Borders, the SPCA, and the community.
It's good. I don't have any good service.
Yeah.
Vet clinics are good service.
Yeah, I was surprised. It was being held out of the old band office. Okay, we have an in-camera. Do I have any motions for it?
Get some like motions there. Should be a recorded vote sheet too.
You will go into the room.
Screen?
No, this is
That's
the
it,
speaker and mic.
Do I do the roll call first, or do you pass the motion to go into camera?
Do motion first.
Okay, mover and seconder to go on camera. Anybody want to move it? Mover and second. So come out of camera. How's it done? Okay. We have a motion, motion by. That's it?
That's not me. going.
Okay, Councillor Bellefontaine by Councillor Titzel, that Councillor Golden Camera. Okay, Mayor Welly's absent. Councillor Bellefontaine? Councillor Sands absent. Councillor Wright?
Yes.
Councillor McPherson, yes. Councillor Brown? Yes. Councillor Titzel? Okay. Okay, moving to the,
Well, there's no one here, so we could turn
Yeah.
them off and stay here if you want, but
yeah,
it's up to you guys.
yeah, just maybe, just turn that off.